Hi, and welcome to Redneck MBA. I'm your host, David E. McClendon, Sr. And today, we're going to review the book, Who Moved My Cheese, by Spencer Johnson, M.D. Now, this is one of those must-read books for everyone, along with The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, as well as the autobiography of Ben Franklin by, of course, Ben Franklin, and one that you might not think would be a must-read for everyone, but it is How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Becker. All of those are wonderful books that need to be read. This is among those. It's a very thin book, take you about maybe an hour to read, get yourself a cup of coffee, sit down and enjoy the book. Now, this particular book is, the critics say, well, it's just too simplistic. And maybe it is a little simplistic, but that's the beauty of the book. The beauty of the book is that the reader sits back and, just like Bill Cosby used to say at the beginning of Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, if you're not careful, you just might learn something. Well, this book takes the reader through actually 4 stages. The book says 3 stages, but one stage is the book telling you that it takes you the 4 stages. It's an introduction to how the book came to be written, and sort of a forward, but not exactly, more of an introduction to the book. Kim Blanchard, the guy that wrote or co-wrote with Spencer Johnson on The 1 Minute Manager, which is, of course, if you're in business, that's a must-read. But in this book, it's a story. It starts off with some friends at a class reunion talking about all the different changes that have happened in their lives, all the different lessons that they've learned, and one of the friends brings up the story of how I moved, or who moved my cheese. And he tells the story. Okay, it goes through the story where you have 2 mice, their names are Sniff and Scurry, and then 2 little people that are about the size of mice, but are, for all intents and purposes, like regular people. And their names are Hem and Haw. The story takes place in a maze, just like any good mouse would be found in, is a maze. And the cheese, in this particular case, is a metaphor for whatever it is you're seeking in life, be it money, a romantic relationship, health, fame, fortune, just whatever it is that you're striving for, that's the cheese. It tells how the different people, or mice, respond to the fact that the cheese gets moved. And I won't ruin the story for you by giving you a whole lot of details, but you see yourself probably in one of these characters and some in other characters. Years ago, I read this story to my kids. Some of them were only like 4 or 5 at the time, and they still remember the book today. And in some instances, I found places where they can apply it. As a matter of fact, my youngest son, who's a Lance Corporal in the Marines now, mentioned, maybe a year ago, something about the book. And we read the book, like I said, many years ago. So there are a lot of life applications that you can find in this book, and it helps, because it's so simple, it helps put things in terms that you can hold on to. You're not holding on to very difficult concepts. And it's sort of like the concept that was introduced in Search of Excellence, a blinding flash of the obvious. And some of these things are a blinding flash of the obvious. The story goes on and tells how the different mice and little people deal with the fact that their cheese got moved and what they do to compensate for it. And this cheese being moved is changes. We're all faced with changes constantly in our lives. And this helps one to realize how they deal with changes and maybe what they could do to better look for changes ahead, to prepare for the changes, and to think about how they deal with the changes. The last section of the book is, after the story is told, the friends come together at another reunion or another meeting of these particular friends, and they discuss how they applied the book. And it kind of gives you, that section kind of gives you some ideas of how you might apply it to your life, to your business, maybe your church, schools. All aspects of life have things that this book can apply to. I think it's a great book. I think it's a great read. It's one that sticks with you. Like I said, it's very simple to read. It's very easy to read. It's relaxing. It's one of those kind of books you don't have to struggle over. There are other books like maybe Good to Great that you have to struggle over. This isn't a struggle book. This is a fun book. It's fast. It's simple. It's easy. It even says on the back of the book, it's fast, it's simple, it works. Well, it's fast, it's simple, it works. And Amazon in 2005, according to the book, in 2005, Amazon listed this as it was #1 best-selling single title book or something to that effect. But at this point in time, I bought this book many years ago. At this point in time, there are already 10 million copies. So buy the book or check it out from your library. Most libraries will have this if they're good libraries. Buy the book, check it out from your library. You may be able to find it on Kindle. I'm not sure. But that's a good alternative. Have it downloaded to your Kindle. You don't have to wait for it to come in the mail. So you can get started reading it today. Thank you. And if you have any questions or comments, please email me at gindysvideo, GINDYSVIDEOS, at gmail.com. So gindysvideos@gmail.com. We'll look to hear from you. Send us your comments, and we thank you for listening.